Welcome to the Introduction to Marketing. This is lesson 9, and in this lesson we are looking at marketing integration, specifically marketing and media integration. So what is integration? Well, when we look at the online definition, it says the action or process of integrating, and it also says the finding of an integral or integrals. Doesn't really help us, does it? But what does help us is where I've highlighted. You see the word combination, unification, merger, fusing, blending and meshing. So when we fuse, when we talk about fusing, we are blending or forming a single entity. And when we look at the word mesh, we look at engage, mate, connect, lock, interlock. So therefore, when we integrate our media, we're talking about how we can make it combined, how we unify it, merge, fuse, connect, how we join it all together, how we can allow it to blend, lock and interlock, all with the purpose of forming a single entity. Now, in the previous lesson, I asked you to think of your media as your marketing toolbox, and also encouraged you to have as many tools in that toolbox, because the more you have, the better. We also looked at thinking about your media as pillars, and the more pillars that you got gives a building the real strength, because you've got all the different aspects of media there. So therefore, what you need to do is you need to integrate these pillars so you can combine them, unify them, blend, lock, interlock them all together. At the start of everything, though, you need to understand one key difference, and this lesson is going to be very, very important for you to capture this. I will expect you to play it again and again and again, but once you begin to understand this, you really will see the quality of your advertising and marketing, and of course your sales, really take a positive move upwards. Promotion versus campaign. What is this? Well, just to sort of give you a broad overview, a promotion is a one-off. This is when you see an advert or somebody promoting a Happy Mother's Day or Happy Easter or Valentine's Day, right? So they say Valentine's special or Mother's Day special or Easter promo, okay? And we look at towards the end of the year, sort of Black Friday, that just amazing thing online when everybody looks at it. They're all geared towards one thing. This is the one-off, all right? But I think it's so much better for you to integrate a campaign. And there you are, you're looking at President Obama and you're saying, well, what's that got to do with marketing? Well, in many ways it has a lot to do with marketing, but I really want you to focus on that word campaign. Because you see, when you see politicians campaign, you see them do all sorts of activities to get one result. In the case of President Obama, he had different web pages. He was getting on the phone and speaking to someone. He got testimonials from other people. He went and he held and hugged a few babies. He invited people round to dinner. He even called on a few famous friends to do a bit of PR. He went out and about in the street. And yes, he even sat and went face to face with some of his rivals. All with view to getting in front of people and really putting himself forward for the end result which he got. So you are better to integrate a campaign. You're better to put them all different things together. You saw with the president there, he was on television, he was on the phone, he was sending emails, he was having dinner, he was getting other people to speak for him. So you need to integrate your campaign, and not only that, they should not only be integrated, but also sequential. So when we say sequential, what exactly am I referring to? Well, think what happens next, okay? It's almost like you're thinking a step ahead, and another step ahead. And specifically, we are looking at sequential campaigns. Here again is David Ogilvy, widely regarded as the father of modern advertising. And he wrote a series of quite fantastic advertisements. And this one was How to Create Financial Advertising That Sells. It was a newspaper advert. And there you see the call to action was an invitation, where he says, we have put together a comprehensive 1-hour slide presentation. Okay, he asked for people to write a letter in. So can you see how this is going from one form of media, which is the newspaper ad, and now to a slide presentation, but he's asking people to write in first so he can capture the details. Here's another little example I did, and I just was playing around with the names and all the various details. But let's pretend that you put together a business card similar to this one. Okay, so we've got Sebastian Ronson, Marketing Services. What are we about? Helping make your marketing pay. There's a phone number there, there's an email, and there is a website. Now, this could be one of many business cards that are out there. But this is where we get a little smart with our sequences and our integration. On the back of our card, we've got free training. Sign up below to receive the 10 great tips to sell with social media. Video series worth $97 for free. So we're offering something from that business card. So we could walk up to somebody and just say, "Hi, I'm Sebastian." Give them the card. They say, "Nice to meet you, Sebastian." Could go away without even talking to them. They say, "Okay, he's a marketing person. I can see that there." They turn around, they look behind, and they say, "Oh, he's actually got some free training. It's worth something, and it is on this web page." My exciting artwork continues here, where pretend now we have got the website. Now stay with me on this, alright? Here is a business card which was given to somebody by hand. Now we have asked them to come onto this page. You can see the header at the top there. You can see the video. You can see just underneath the video is a bit of writing, and then underneath that is the box for people to submit their email address. As we continue with that, I like you to look at two arrows here. The one at the top on the right hand side, that's just me saying that we would have put some coding on there so we could do some retargeting. And then the second arrow underneath by the red box there is asking for an email address. So let's do this again, and stay with me because this is very important how you understand integration and sequences. I go to somebody, I give them my card, I say hello. Now from that business card example, and I've done them in different colors there, business card, one form of media. Move them over to the website, another form of media. On the website, I've asked them to give me an email, another form of media. After they have given me their email, they are sent to a page which will play the video training, another form of media. And in addition, even if they don't give me their email address, I've got some retargeting, so I can start running some Facebook ads, some Google ads, some YouTube ads. That is 5 forms of integrated and sequential media, all based on a step-by-step move. So therefore, when we are looking over at promotions versus campaigns, it's very important that you remember the difference, okay? A promotion is a one-off. It's like Black Friday, it's like Mother's Day, or it doesn't necessarily have to be an occasion, because sometimes the small businesses themselves will do what they think is sort of an advertisement, but it's a promotion, it's a one-off. You're basically saying take it or leave it. And promotions, by the way, do work. Alright, you look at things like Black Friday where people just rush in there, and yes, people get very, very excited and start pushing and shoving people around. But what you, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. But with campaigns, think sequential, just like a politician. And campaigns are synchronous. Look at this here when President Obama went against Senator Romney. Look at that, 45 events, 12 rallies, 12 states visits, 7 fundraisers, 3 talk shows, 3 presidential debates, and 22,000 miles plus covered. Now, I'm not asking you to do that, but we can certainly get you to be sending messages all around the world online. That's the beauty of it. And, of course, you can do it with your letters and postcards as well. And as far as campaigns, you just need to be creative with them, okay? Now, I've got the photo of Mother's Day on here because I don't want you to think events like Easter and Black Friday and Father's Day and Mother's Day are strictly promotions. And let me explain here. You could do something along the lines of Mother's Day gift ideas as a campaign. So you start month or two away, and you can say, look, get something for your mum, a spa treatment or flowers, all in different adverts, all in different sequences, but you integrate it just to make sure that you're very creative with the way you put it together. So I hope that helps. You'll have to go back and play this video back a few times just so you can understand the difference between promotions and campaigns. You can see ways that you can create sequential marketing and integrate your media. And coming up in lesson 10 is probably the most important aspect of marketing. It's about testing your marketing, and I look forward to sharing that with you.